Hey everybody, welcome to A Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 3. I'm Fear Agent. Joining me today, Frostbright 3030, my good friend. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great today, Fear. League just started. Super hyped. Really looking forward to this.
Didn't we just do this, like, not that long ago? And here we are for Season 3.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I honestly feel like time doesn't exist anymore, so it's actually hard for me to gauge how long ago anything happened. And I've always been bad at this. Like, did something happen 5 months ago? Did something happen 15 years ago? It's all a blur up there. But
especially this year, right? Like,
hasn't helped.
Yeah. 2020 has felt like a decade. So Season 2 was this year. We're back for Season 3. We've got something new. We've got 2 leagues now. We've got the Invitational and we've got the Open. Today we're watching the Invitational. We've got 32 teams in the Invitational. I believe this is the Misery Mire division with WJPDTB, In the Name of DT and Willard, versus But We're Buddies, LockeColeLive, our Lock, versus Chelsea, with Chelsea on that team. Both teams really good last season. I think But We're Buddies just missed out on the playoffs. Willard's team did make the playoffs. They did lose, unfortunately, to some jokers. But it's a new season, a new division, and they actually have a new teammate.
Yep, that's right. In the Name of DT, or DT, joining up with JP and WJB, just to confuse the ever-loving heck out of all of us.
I mean, I couldn't get their name right last season, so...
Yeah, dude, I can't even get my own name right. Like, who are we kidding here?
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm going with. Woods, for short.
So, what are we doing today?
Well, this is starting off with a bang. Your standard, I guess, if you will, co-op seed of open all dungeons. And look at that. Glove in Link's house. Is this seed the freest thing ever?
Super free. Also, 3 of the 4 runners all started at Link's house. That was a little strange. Usually with co-op, you want to mix it up a bit, but working out with that.
I've been actually, Megawatt and I, we've been talking about whether the double uncle route is actually the superior strat for co-op. I saw them both start at Link's house, and I was hoping they're trying it out, but it looked like they did diverge.
Oh, look at that. Tier 1 bombs. Couldn't ask for anything more. You've got a lot of different options now for all of the runners, because you could take those bombs and just do the front of escape. You could go South Shore, you could do another glove as well.
What is even happening?
Man, we're starting off with a bang. Do want to shout out our trackers real quick. We've got 2D Tones and Vel tracking for us today, because I mean, we've got four screens. No way you and I are gonna be able to catch everything. So big shout outs to them for tracking today. Make sure you show them love in chat. This seed should go fast. We got 2 runners on each team doing different things, trying to get as much information as possible, as quickly as you can, trying to hit that go mode. Goal I think is like sub 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Yeah, and you don't want a last location in your go mode, and it looks like Willard is already sort of probably diverting from his opening path and going up here to get that second glove.
Yeah. Is it the fire rod in the back of escape as well?
I'm almost certain that was the fire rod.
All right, so we got the fire rod, and with that fire rod, DT is going to actually take a look at Dark Cross, because he also got a key. He's got to be careful, though. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, this is when it gets a bit dicey. Really nicely done by DT. Not only does he get the key, he gets that extra bomb farm.
Yeah.
And he managed to save his last magic shot, which, I mean, I'm sure he could get that chest in the torch room, or in the torch in the chest, whatever. You can get that chest without lighting the torch, but it's easier if you can see.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right,
I'm good at words.
Yeah, that's why we pay you the big bucks. All right, so he did miss that shot, but he should be able to manage it here. It looks like Locke is going to take those bombs through the front of escape, and Chelsea's going to give us our first look at the Kakariko checks. It looks like did he get the item?
I don't think he did.
That's too bad. That is tough to navigate when you don't have anything else to guide you, a sword, a boomerang, a hook shot, or anything.
Yeah, but speaking of swords, Locke did, it looks like, pick up a sword in Escape.
Okay. Chelsea did blindside. I didn't see anything worth in there. Somebody checked Lumberjack. I also missed that as well. So just $20 there in the Lost Woods, $20 in the well.
Yeah, these openings of these seeds when the runners split up, it's just like there's so much happening all at once.
Yeah, I mean, we've got so many items. We've got Samaria already, and a nice blue mail.
Yeah, that's a really nice free blue mail. You get it in the same spot you have to go anyways. Looks like
it was so nice
little
that
sync action.
Yeah, it's so nice that Chelsea's just gonna stand there amazed at that chest. Thank you so much for that blue mail, she says.
Yeah, this is a little weird now.
All right, so 10 arrows on the Lumberjack according to the chat. Thank you so much for that. And just a map in the back, or in the dark cross there. So no, Willard and DT will figure that out sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's one of those items that you honestly hope to be able to coordinate with your teammate and not pick up the map in Dark Cross because you're item counting. But I'm not judging because it is very hard to do that. You got a million things going on at once in these seeds, and it's totally understandable. Been there before.
Yeah, I was a little surprised going for that check right there just because it could be the map, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, when you have the gloves in, you can dump it in the back. Exactly.
All right, so we've got mitts, so we're probably going to be seeing what, like a, oh geez, red mail already. Super free red mail.
Yeah, I hope
I feel like normally I'd skip that stuff, but when it's that free and there's a chance you can, you know, end these with like 7 or 8 hearts, you know, why not take it?
Yeah, I hope they have to do a bunch of death warping now after picking up red mail because it's just so frustrating. But yeah, like no, I feel like we've been in practicing discussing what you got to do, and if the mail is like reasonable, it is worth getting because dying is super slow in most circumstances unless it's contained, right? So
sure, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying go out of your way for red mail, but if it's free, you know.
Exactly. Basically, right on the path in these ones. So unsurprised.
That was a pretty empty Kakariko. We saw Chelsea was pretty amazed by the blue mail, but yeah, I don't think we saw Samaria, but you're not rushing to Kakariko to get that Samaria yet.
Yeah, Kane obviously has enhanced options or features these days, but yeah, it's not necessarily the best early game item that you're dying to pick up. And it feels like either this South Shore play or this Eastern play, basically, I mean, way to go out on a limb and say the 2 things available have to lead to the progression, right?
Right. Good call. Good call. All right, so Saha and Mini Mold Worm, $20, $20. Heart Piece, Quake, Net, Bombs. Wow, completely empty for. I mean, the Quake could be needed, but
yeah, like 0.5 out of 8 on those checks right there.
Yeah,
right?
What the heck? But yeah, it was like what, 5 checks, 8 checks, 9 checks, or something like that between the 2 of them, and to end up with Quake. So what are we looking at as far as progression goes? Oh, there's the Moon Pearl. Apparently, I didn't see the Moon Pearl in the dam, but now okay, so that makes me a little surprised to see Chelsea go into Eastern here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble. Now, Eastern's one of those horrible places where it's like, it seems when if you go in there, nothing's there, and when you don't go in there, it's got your progression.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like, Hammer could just be sitting in here, and if my team was running this, it'd be sitting there for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. And unfortunately, it looks like Locke got crabbed. One of the most unfortunate early game events to happen. RIP. So that's one of those things. You've gone all the way. You've basically invested your time into checking Ice Rod Cave once. Do you even consider going back there again until it's your absolute last location?
Yeah, for sure. The one runner without a mail upgrade too, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
So Willard picking up his sword, and there's our map check. We've got a green pendant, Swamp Palace, a pendant at Turtle Rock, and a 5/6 over in Ice Palace.
I'm hoping we're going to see some early Ice Palace plays. We got those myths. We got that Cane of Samaria, which is obviously one of the new quote-unquote required items to want to do Ice Palace. Give me a Fire Rod, which they also have, and I'm going into Ice. Give me the Hammer next.
Sure, for sure.
Willard with a nice magic trick showing he can make that boomerang hover in place.
All right, so Willard gonna go pick up his Moon Pearl and probably follow DT into the Dark World. I'm surprised I'm surprised DT didn't go to Skullwoods, though he is only on 3 hearts. So
yeah, he might just be hoping to get a little more safety into him. Exactly. I guess the other thing,
he doesn't have a sword either, so
yeah, that's a good point too.
Yeah, I'll probably leave it for Willard to do.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't want to go into Skullwoods with the Fire Rod without a sword, like almost in any circumstance, but especially when you know where a sword is.
Yeah. And he didn't even dip into Thieves Town, so he's going straight for Hype Cave, and we'll see how hyped that is today.
Yeah, I actually really like this play because they don't have the they don't have the mirror, sorry. He's got red mail. Even though he only has 3 hearts, that still gets onto the borderline annoying death warps in Thieves Town, and just exiting without death warping in Thieves Town is super annoying as well, so I don't mind skipping this entirely right now.
Yeah. So it looks like Eastern was pretty empty.
I mean, of course, because one of the runners went there, so you know the the game is moving the items that had stashed there later into some other horrible spot, like Agina's cave.
For sure.
It looks like Locke is taking that ambition and going right to the back of Skullwoods.
This is scary, right? Like, even red mail doesn't really do much here because those spikes will do one heart of damage regardless.
Yeah, this fight is definitely not free. I don't necessarily feel it's irrational necessarily, like going back here if you had green mail would be, but you got to be on point for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is an invitational play, bud. You got to, you want to win, you got to make the plays.
Pretty clean through that room too, and he actually managed to salvage an extra Fire Rod shot. And the nice thing about having 3 hearts, when you lose a third of your health, you can just go pick up a pot and get it right back, right? So
right. All right, so we've got a single arrow to start off our hype cave. Willard is going to take a look at Ice Rod Cave, and there's the lamp, and that's about it. All right, so let's see if Locke can pull this off.
Yeah, I like the strategy he's using. You put that sword out. Not only do you get extra damage for the spins, but it also helps lag the game, which makes it slightly more easy to dodge the spikes. He's doing a really good job so far.
I missed the Ice Rod Cave, but he is going to nicely done by Locke.
Yeah, really clean.
Yeah, gets rewarded with the crystal there and a compass. And Willard actually going to do some sequence breaking while DT is going to go get his sword.
Yeah, this makes sense. You kind of hate to go into escape just to pick up a sword. You almost want to just... I'm sure that's what DT was hoping, right? Yeah, I'll just run into one in a hype cave or somewhere else. But eventually, you just got to bite that bullet and go pick it up.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I don't believe we've seen any items in Skull Woods yet. We did get the hobo's shield, so thanks, dude.
Yeah, really good sequence break.
All right, so it looks like our items are in the front of Skull Woods.
This always seems to happen, right? Like you come in here with that early fire rod, and you figure, oh yeah, it's giving me the fire rod because it's telling me to go into the back of Skull Woods. Oh
Yeah.
no, bro.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna see from Willard's screen if we've got anything in the waterfall ferry here. Does have Zora money as well, so we'll be able to check that while he's here and see what's on the ledge. Let's see if the sequence break pays off. We get a heart piece. No.
You'll love to see it.
The worst item to get when you're in there.
My favorite is like you'll go in there, you'll get a heart piece, and you hope, oh man, if I just check the other chest, nope, another heart piece.
Oh, that was funny. All right, so on Zora's Ledge, we see 3 bombs, so that is dead. And I imagine from here, DT is going to go into Skull Woods. No, he's going to go to Thieves Town first. That's fine.
Yeah, I probably would have preferred Skull Woods first just because you can full clear it in Thieves Town. You're always running that risk without the hammer. But without the hammer in co-op isn't quite the same risk because I feel like the strategy of having... Oh, wow. Sorry about all that. Yeah. That is big.
That is really big because it can be a long time until Buttware Buddies makes their way over to Zora.
Well, and not only that, but is there something going to be in Kingstown? Because we've been checking a lot of these available spots and haven't found anything. These boots are looking really suspicious.
Yeah, fully in logic too with those gloves. So
it's good to see that them being totally waterlogged doesn't decrease their speed by any factors either. So
Kingstown, not today.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I noticed that both DT and Willard have, they're rolling in cash. Well, Chels has a decent amount, and Locke has a decent amount, but Chels is still quite a ways from that Zora money. I wonder, there must be a big 300 sitting in the Dark World somewhere that they've found.
Yeah, it was at the waterfall or in the water dam locked water or whatever, or the flooded chest.
Yeah, the flooded chest or whatever. Yeah.
And so the 2 boots checks don't yield more than 70 rupees. Didn't see anything in the front of Thieves Town. Where's this hammer? Where's our progression?
Yeah, well, it's looking like it's either that single item in the back of Thieves Town scenario, which is always super annoying, or you get a situation where like it's, oh, the hammer's in the attic, and oh, it's just a small key in Blind Cell or something really stupid like that. But yeah. I don't know. Is it Agina's Cave? Has anyone checked Agina's Cave? I'm just going to keep saying Agina's Cave.
No, because why would you check Agina's Cave?
I mean, because of this. Because we're like 17 minutes in and it's Sphere 1 and no one's checked it. So that's the reason why you check it. But it broke so poorly, I agree. Especially when you have that Zora money and... Okay, yeah, and it looks like WJPTBBB, Jay just decided that that Willard would go up into Skull Woods and DT would head down into Thieves Town, so this makes sense. I guess the question is, if you're DT too, how quickly do you go get those boots?
I'm thinking pretty quick. After clearing out Thieves Town, and when Willard doesn't find anything in Skull Woods, I imagine your next stop is to just go get those boots. We did get a sword there in the attic, so that brings us up to Master Sword.
Yeah, really nice to find, especially in a spot like that in an all dungeon seed you have to go by, regardless of its crystal status, and it's often easier to just pick up that chest than to skip it.
Willard choosing to pull the statue as opposed to use the Cane of Samaria.
I mean, that's a tough room. You got to get your practice in.
Yeah. One of the situations where you just kind of forget that you have these items at times.
Yeah, that's one of the things.
Cane of Samaria so early, and it's like you don't need it really until later, and so it just kind of,
Well,
Don't think
and there's a couple other factors, right? These guys are playing co-op, so that it's a lot of information going back and forth. The other thing is with quick swap on, you don't get those flashes where you're going into your menu where you can just get a quick glance at your items.
Yeah.
You and I both mentioned this before, that sometimes when I'm not doing anything, I'm just quick swapping through my items to see what I got, so it's in the front of my mind, right? So
for sure. All right, so I don't think we've gotten all the items. We do have a small key. I wasn't counting in Thieves Town. Chelsea's in there now.
no way.
You know, what'd be funny is if this was an AGA. It's all dungeons, so AGA's always required, but like AGA required to get to the other side of the Dark World.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would be an interesting play.
Because, I mean, at this point, I don't know if you do AGA because you have to do it anyways, or do you kern jump and go get, you know, the hammer or whatever?
In my mind, you absolutely never kern jump in this mode. You just do AGA. It seems like you're wasting time because you're going through AGA, but it's not sunk time. You have to do it. Sure, right. You might find a better sword, but they're going to have the boots first. I figure you go get the boots before you do anything, at least if you're on the left side. But yeah, I'm a big fan of doing AGA early. It's a more efficient way to check the pyramid ledge. It gives you that option, especially if you have one teammate do it, where you know, you can still have the other teammate keep those laser bridge shenanigans open by not having AGA dead, but still give you the advantage of checking that and getting to the East Dark World easily. Especially in these mid-seed situations, like if you have to go over there and you're kern jumping and walking all the way to CAC, like it's almost faster just to do AGA, you know? Like
yeah. So we'll see if that's what they're going to do. We do have the Smith chain, which Locke is doing right now. There's no quick way of doing it with, you know, not having that mirror. And of course, the Smiths just give you some bombs.
Leave this open. I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe go into the Dark World, bang out Thieves Town while he's here. Although without the hammer, that's not that appealing. Or maybe just straight up just go do the purple chest.
I don't know where they got a bottle, but so he's turning it now, just getting a piece of heart.
So what are we looking for here? Does it have to be, like, we got a couple of options still. There's a couple items on Death Mountain that haven't been looked at yet.
Yeah,
the pod play is in logic, but not quick to do by anyone. Is the play to just have someone start going down that AGA path or kern jumping if that's what you want to do?
Wait, hold on. You said pod plays in logic? No, pod's not in logic.
Well, yeah, you just do AGA.
Right. Well, yeah, if you got to go do AGA to do that.
Yeah, but it's in logic. Like it's not blocked by missing items, is what I mean by that. You have to.
I feel
invest some time.
For sure, I feel like AGA is the play because there's the bow. How did I miss the bow?
Yeah, this is like I didn't see that either. Good job.
So that means WJPDTB is going to go to Eastern because neither one of them dipped into Eastern.
No, and without the mirror, there's not sort of the guarantee of doing that pod into Eastern play. That bow just even makes me more suspicious of pod, if I'm being honest, though.
For sure.
Oh, there it is.
Oh wow.
Where's Shireen when you need him? I always say mirrorless purple chest is better than escape. Where is he? What a terrible check to have to make and have it.
That is terrible.
Yeah, and if like there is some scenarios where like if the left side can pull the mirror where it's not horrible for them, with so few checks left, it almost seems like this hookshot is guaranteed to be hard blocking the mirror, and that's just rude.
Yeah. Oh man, that is the worst.
It's interesting from a like match play standpoint though, because the left side has that advantage with the boots, the right side has the advantage with the hook shot. Both of them are pretty dang rude.
Yeah. All right, so Locke gonna be making that play up the mountain. Chelsea gonna get her bow here soon.
Yeah, this mountain is looking like very, very suspicious right now.
All right, so Willard has chosen to sequence break over here instead of doing the Aga play. And we get a book from Catfish, so
That's ugly.
I mean, it makes desert fully clearable again, and in logic if you do Aga, right? Like,
oh yeah, this is all in logic. Like from a co-op team standpoint, Willard didn't have any way to get into Aga Tower yet because he hasn't picked up that second sword from Thieves Town. So I totally understand. They're just saying, hey, this is so suspicious, Pod. Just go over there and find what it is.
Yeah. All right, nothing on the pyramid. We're gonna rescue the old man. Unlock sign gives us 3 bombs, and imagine we're gonna see Willard take that dip into Pod from here. When do they get that hook shot?
I mean, the answer is after they find the mirror, and if the hookshot blocks the mirror, then the answer is when they have 0 checks left. You know, they might do it before they check a Gina's cave because you say, well, I'm going to get purple chest before I go to a Gina's cave, right? But, like, it's a mirrorless purple chest it's one of the worst checks in the game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, there's the hammer. Locked by the mirror. Just taunting us today. So the mirror's going to be up here then, right?
It feels like it has to be. There's not that many spots left. Could see something hilarious like the flute up here with the mirror and like Misery Mire or something like that.
All right. I'm begging on something in Pod, right? Unfortunately for Willard, this is going to be a double dip. I mean, shoot, it might be just a required double dip. He might find the mirror here.
Yeah, exactly.
And nope, there it is, up on Spec Rock. Excuse me, inside Paradox Cave there. So that's good for But We're Buddies.
Yeah, that means that mirrorless purple chest check is going to be hard required by both teammates. You don't even like to have one of your teammates in a co-op do mirrorless purple chest, but to have both of them forced to do it, that is absolutely horrific. I'm not sure if either of Willard or DT have even returned the Smith yet either. So like it's an investment. That's like a 3-minute check probably minimum. By far, I feel like the longest check, like even going over to Pod is quicker than that.
Yeah, there's a real possibility that But We're Buddies never even gets the boots if they're not required.
Yeah, for sure. If they find the flippers, I feel like those checks are so quick that they're really appealing at some point if you're missing an item or two before going into maybe Swamp or something like that. But yeah, if they're not required.
So Willard got half magic in Pod. That's about it that I've seen so far. Man, the routing of this really sucks because you got to come over here to get the mirror in Paradox. Then you got to go back to Spec Rock to get the hammer.
Yeah, at least with it being the hammer, you can like then do Hera and then hammer your way back over to East Dark Deathbound. I would have no idea what the most efficient way to route this specific problem would be. It's very annoying.
It really is. All right, this makes sense. Just go Dark Death Mountain first. Then you don't have to go all the way back. We're done.
Yeah, until TR's Quake, and then you're like, okay, I got Fire Rod, I got Canis Mario. I'm just going in, right? Like,
right. All right, so we've only seen one medallion. We're still looking for those flippers. We're still looking for the ice rod.
Yeah, the flute is still abandoning us yet.
Yeah. With TR being a pendant, that does leave GT open for having either the required medallion to get in or the ice rod as well.
Yeah, I feel like TR is probably the dungeon you least like to see as a pendant. Although it has some advantages of being right near GT, so when you go in and dig out your ice rod, you can sort of route it efficiently, but it's still annoying. And you're still left with that choice. Do I go into TR to find the things I need to beat TR, or do I go into GT? And it feels like the things are in TR way more than it feels like the math should break. Another classic hookshot cave.
Just straight trash.
I feel like that place never pays off.
Did he not check Turtle Rock?
I don't feel like he did.
I feel like that's a pretty big missed opportunity there.
Yeah, I support YOLO strats. Just figure, if I got it, it'll be there. But yeah, I feel like you gotta want to know what that is. Although he might just be like, I'm gonna get the hammer and just open Turtle Rock when I go.
That's true. That's true.
I feel like you want to just scout that medallion. So funny that they could have walked up Death Mountain literally 2 seconds into the game and seen that hammer sitting there, yet Locke was the first one to find it at almost like 25 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right, so we've got the small key there. Seems like Pod came up pretty empty.
Yeah, Pod, you hate it. Just that's the end of the statement. I hate Pod.
All right, so Hera is fire locked, and with the hookshot, he's still choosing to go get the big key. This is a little surprising.
I'm in two minds on this. I feel like if I find a map or a compass in the small key, I'm tempted to just go down here first time, because I never find both the items at the top of the dungeon. But on the other hand, Hairpot's fun and it's fast, and if you do find both items, you don't have to do anything. Plus, you never know, you might want just a quick break here, you know, you got Meyer.
Yeah, that's true.
I half joke, but sometimes it is nice to get a little 30-second downtime to sort of reassess.
Yeah. All right, so there's the big key. So we're not boots locked as far as clearing the dungeon. We'll see if there's an item on the torch. There's the small key.
Well, at least that'll tell the But We're Buddies that dungeon is boots locked, i.e. the boots aren't in GT.
Yeah.
This is a crystal, right? Yeah, it's one of the red
crystals. Yep. All right, so there might just be 2 dungeon items over there.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what Willard is banking on. He's gonna go kill Lamo first.
I'm just thinking this might be like the most of a seed that I've ever seen locked by the purple chest before. Like the flippers are blocked by it seems. Almost certainly the mirror is blocked by it. The hammer is blocked by it. This is where you hope your big brain play going into the basement pays off.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Where is DT going right now?
Is he doing Aga?
Oh, he's going up to the mountain.
Okay.
Well, he'll find out about the hammer there.
Yeah, and I guess it makes no sense for him to do Aga since Willard's already done every item that is potentially unlocked by making that play.
Yeah, there's no incentive to go to Aga at this point. Pod's empty. Catfish
Pyramid Ledge is done. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so far, Desert's come up empty, so... Alright, so Locke found the flippers in Hera. Okay. So that... No, we still need that flute for GT mode.
Yeah. Which is, I'm gonna, like, what's the worst spot it could be? Somewhere deep in TR?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, they've got so much available now. Like, You go clear swamp, you go clear ice, you go clear pod. I feel like you got to do the dungeons. I don't know if you can do TR here. Do you go in?
I don't know. I'm torn. Like, in one way, because it's a pendant, and it's like, if something's in here and I don't go in here now, it's going to be the absolute last spot we check. So this is exactly what I'm hoping for, is if I'm Locke, is that it's a medallion I don't have, and I have no choice to make.
Yeah. All right. So they are going to need ether, but again, that can be in GT, which can be a little frustrating.
Yeah, it seems like even when they're not in GT, it seems these pendant medallions tend to show up in super late spots anyway, so you're worried about whether or not they're in GT. You send someone to GT, they find nothing, and it's just always fun.
I think Willard and DT are down to the Smith chain. I think that's all they've got left.
Do we have a Smith chain race on our hands right now?
I think so. So despite them getting it last locationed, I still feel like they're in a pretty good spot. Having those boots for as long as they're going to have them over But We're Buddies is going to be huge. And like I don't know if But We're Buddies is ever going to go to Zora, honestly.
If they find Go Mode in Swamp/Ice, they probably won't. But if they don't, I feel like after Ice, you're definitely just hopping in that water portal and swimming up there. Especially Locke, he's loaded with cash. I mean, Chelsey's well over the line now too, so.
I'm just saying, like, once you put off Zora, it takes you a while to go back to it. Not saying that they won't, but
yeah, they haven't checked any of those areas up there though, so I don't hate it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So Willard gonna pick up his other sword, clear out these townwise here. That way he doesn't have to ever come back. Unfortunately for him, he's going to make a couple of trips because of the Smiths on the purple chest in the Smith chain. But DT will get that information to him shortly.
Yeah, the other problem with this though is like if they're I guess DT would know whether or not there's an item in the chest, and he's probably told them there isn't. I mean, I can't imagine doing this if there was an item potentially in the big chest.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're Locke right now, do you just go straight left side picking up? I think he picked up the compass in the first test for the map.
Yeah, I mean, because you still need Ice Rod, you still need Flute, you still need Ether. It's the quickest way to do it, and you never want to go back. I feel like that's my. And I mean, he's still looking for the boots as well.
Yeah, I would 100% do left side first in this scenario. I mean, then you just pick up your trash over there, you mutter to yourself a minute, you move on, instead of skipping it where you're just not worried about it, but it's just there on your tracker mocking you the rest of the seed. Especially in one of these co-op seeds where it's just like, I guess there's a mindset where you could say, well, the first player is just going to just full clear it fast and hopefully run into go mode quickly, but then it's just such a painful dungeon to have to double dip.
Yeah, for sure.
Always nice coming through here with Fighter Sword.
That's the worst. No boom. Oh, I guess he has the red ring. He could have used that as well. He is setting up Diver down here, though.
Nice, with that quick stab there to get that fire bar.
Yeah.
Really clean by Locke. First jump in. Looks like he's getting a little lag, but gonna get this done. I'd take that one 10 times out of 10 with my janky jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so DT has the information about where the hookshot is. Pass that on to Willard, and on his way to get his mirror, which again unlocks that hammer, and then we'll see them get their flippers as well. So again, last locationing that hookshot. I still think they're in a better position than But We're Buddies at this point.
Yeah, the fact that the hookshot blocked so much is actually a blessing, because if they'd have been able to locate the mirror and the hammer without finding that hookshot, oh my god, I guess you could argue that once you get the mirror, it's easier to find it, but it also just opens so many other options before you would want to do those checks.
Right, and when do you want to go back to do the Smith chain at that point? So...
Like after a lot of things, right?
Exactly.
You've got yourself down to trash.
So
But yeah.
Chelsea's gonna be able to clear out pod here. Locke's gonna be able to clear out swamp, and Willard gonna go get his hook shot.
Yep. And the one thing that was also unfortunate for But We're Buddies is that because the flute is one of these deep items, that's one of the items they could have found to mitigate a lot of this boots advantage that Willard and DT are gaining. But of course, it's what they're looking for.
Yeah. So I don't think we've seen the big key yet of swamp, which will make, if there's something in there, this routing a little unfortunate because he's probably going to want to go back and not leave anything.
Yeah, I feel like you have to go back. Now, if it's on the boss, there's no choice. Yeah, it is on the boss.
Well, it could be in the big chest as well.
Self-lock, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just have to go back in and check that. You can't leave that. It's only about 30 seconds.
So we're 40 minutes in. We've checked almost everything, right? We've got Ice Palace left. We can't get into Mire. We've seen Desert. Seen Hera. Can't get into Turtle Rock. So Ice gonna have the goods.
It feels like it, unless this multi-eyed monster spits out something on lock screen right now.
I do like these spins over the hammer strats.
Oh yeah, I don't even consider using hammer strats unless I don't have a sword. I'm terrible at menuing. Who are we kidding? Pretty well done. Get the fire rod out. Gonna have to do a quad shot. Very hard to time that.
Yeah.
I think he went 2 and 2, but either way, it's pretty clean. 2 cycle with fighter swords. You'll take that.
Okay, so in and out of an empty Swamp Palace does give us the green pendant, though. That could be something.
I feel like that's another one of those checks you do every time because you're like, oh, I just did this green pendant dungeon and it gave me nothing. I'm going to go get the maybe potential value out of this. And it's like, no, you just wasted more time, man.
Yeah. Now the play here is definitely Ice Palace. 3 items there.
Oh yeah, with that cane, like basically, I mean, if you want to just skip Ice Tea Room, you're losing very little time over full clearing in the dungeon versus go mode.
You know what? You know where I think this is just a complete guess. Do you know where I think that flute is going to be? Oh, sword. I
was gonna say I was gonna wait till we saw the Hylia Island thing and hope it was there and just say, oh, Hylia Island.
I'm thinking it might be Pyramid Fairy.
Pyramid Fairy is really hot right now.
That would be also gross because that would require that catfish dip.
Oh yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. Oh yeah, you always hate to have one of your sort of backdoor required items for entering desert being in desert.
It's probably just here. The flute's probably just here. I'm just trying to make it tough on our runners here because it hasn't been tough enough, right? With the required mirrorless purple chest.
I feel like it started off with a bang. There were like all these items, but then it was just, okay, you have to do this one specific terrible play.
All right, so we got 1 item out of Ice Palace already, just the $20 there. A little bit of Icebreaker from Locke. All right, gets through, gets the vanilla big key.
You like to see that? Especially if you're in lock shoes and you haven't flipped that switch and you sort of like are hoping that that's the route you're taking downstairs. With that small key find, do you just go straight to iced tea room, or?
It depends. Yeah, yeah, I think I do.
Especially with that map.
All right, and just like that, DT making his way into Swamp. Willard has his mirror. Chelsea finishing up pod.
Yeah, they're going to be hot on the tails with those boots.
There is that second item, a piece of heart.
Yeah, that's not what you're looking for. All these runners, I'm assuming, are probably feeling pretty safe with their male heart situation loadout.
So Chelsea will make up some time because she gets to go mode both Swamp and Ice Palace. I didn't see... Yeah, there's the 3 items out of Ice.
Oh, I think Locke's not been counting, which is I've been there for sure.
He needs a key. He was
hoping yeah. You're right. You're right. This is why I tend to just flip the switch at the top every time and just not have to worry about any of this. Oh, and another sword from that tablet. That's going to be a big find, another big find for the left side if Chelsea and Locke don't make that horrible trip to Catfish, which
might be required at this point.
Yeah, it looks like and I feel like after you do Ice here for Locke, my play, I wouldn't even think about checking Hobo. I'm just hopping straight in that portal and doing the water checks, and I'm basically hard leaving Catfish right now.
I guess the good thing for Butler Buddies is they're going to get those boots because Locke is going to mirror out of here and do those water checks.
Yeah, especially if they haven't found anything, unless there's like something really good on Helmosaur, which is one of the outstanding locations still.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good, right? Yeah.
Great item.
So TR, right? It's always TR. So where's the medallion to get into TR?
You would think, but I think that medallion might be buried in GT.
So it's almost seeming like we're down to Pyramid Fairy. Oh, yeah, that's right. They never checked this Ice Rod Cave because Block got grabbed at the start.
Yeah, they didn't. Willard did.
Yeah, it was a bogey. I know that. Yeah. Man, I'd be tempted to just say nuts to this one.
So it's looking like required mirrorless purple chest, required Catfish, unless they find. Chat's remind us we've got K45 Graveyard Ledge. So, which I mean, wow.
Honestly, I feel like if I'm Locke, I just go, or whoever on that side, you just save quit. You go into the thing south of Link's house. You check the pyramid. You go. You do Catfish. You hook shot across. You do Graveyard Ledge. They're really running out of options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is kind of good for them. Now they're running into these boots a lot later than the other side, but at least they're getting them. Unfortunately, because of the way they've routed this, exactly like I said I would do, they're not checking the Catfish right now.
Locke getting that blue potion from Fairy. That's nice. Oh, you know what? And it looks like because Willard just did the basement, It looks like those flippers were in the big chest. So required Hera
No,
basement as
the
well.
big chest I think was bombs.
Really? So why did he do the basement then?
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was flippers because my screen isn't that big.
Oh, rip. So maybe so I'm guessing DT probably just left it for him to do.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, that's not the worst then. I mean it sucks for him, but it's not the worst.
No, that's a long check. You kind of just hope to not have to do it.
I mean, we don't have Locke's audio, but how many swear words did he just shout out right now?
I'm not. Maybe he's not a swearing guy. I know for me it would have been 7 at least. But like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a terrible spot, but it's like you figure your opponents, they got these already, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, for sure. So Chelsea gonna go do pyramid. She's probably gonna check catfish as well, I'm guessing.
Yep. And she's going to clean up this hobo check too,
Yeah.
which is really clean.
Really nice, yeah. Oh no.
Was
Guess
there
not.
no? There was a sword on Hylia Island that she's going to get.
Yeah, okay. Probably just go get her sword, go get her boots.
Yeah, this makes sense. I mean, it's a bit unorthodox. Like, it doesn't feel that great to swim down that tunnel in the dark world, but I totally support this decision. Especially it being tempered sword, like that is the difference maker, right? So there's a lot of I mean, it's hard to say it'll save you time at this point, given the seed's end is approaching, but it makes it a heck of a lot safer, that's for sure. And with the potentially terrible Ganon fight, and the fact that they might never find that other sword on the Ether Tablet.
I gotta say, I don't love her routing here. I'm not sure why she didn't just do hobo first.
Yeah, I'm not sure it makes much of a difference.
Well, she was right there, and then swam down, and then swam back up, and is not gonna swim.
Yeah, but she's gonna be checking it, swim down, swim back up, and doing pyramid and catfish anyway.
Okay, yeah.
So they found the flute. Where was it? Missed it.
It's green pendants.
Oh, like, so I was totally wrong. Green pendant, swamp palace with that hook shot. So the flute's just even deeper on that logic mess.
Okay, so now that makes the book a little less required. We haven't seen Bombo's tablet yet, right?
I believe they have not checked that. I'm not entirely certain.
Well, they don't have the book yet, so
I believe that it has.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Willard or DT.
Yeah.
I guess it's just Willard.
All right, and DT getting his flute there. I mean, quietly, Chelsea's got five dungeons finished already. I mean, this is close.
Yeah, I think it's tied in dungeon count. If I can do math, which, I mean, that almost certainly means it's not tied. But are they up by 1? Chelsea's up by 1 on DT? No, they're on the same.
Yeah. But she gets to go mode swamp, and she'll do it with the boots. She gets to go mode ice. And they haven't gotten information on desert yet.
Well, and that's our first sighting of an invincibility item, too. So there's another place you hate to check.
Yep. So with Quake, okay, so where is Quake? We have it. I don't remember where we got it. It was pretty early. But that puts everything that puts them in GT mode.
Yeah, so if I'm on that team right now, I just have Locke absolutely rush GT. I mean, he's got to do a bunch of dungeons still, but most of them are pretty quick.
Yeah, I didn't see the pod layout, so I'm not sure how quick that one is going to be. He's supposed to do Thieves Town. Wow. Yeah, if I'm But We're Buddies, I'm probably having Locke
I mean,
do some catch up.
in fairness, they both just need to. Everyone just needs to do dungeons now because TR is the last pendant that they're missing, and you're going into GT before TR. So it's almost like in my mind a race to who can finish their dungeons the fastest, and that person's going into GT first, and then I'm bringing the second person into GT after them, I think.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say with this much outstanding how much of a delta there will be between the two teams. And if you're going in at exactly the same time, maybe you want to send someone into TR. But man, I would definitely be going GT first. I mean, TR is not even an option yet, right? I'm wrong because they can't even get in there because
they need ether for it.
The ether medallion, yeah.
Right, so there's one of 2 items already in Meyer.
Finally, everyone's going fast.
All right, so it's not the fastest pod because the big key is in the back there, but it looks like DT is gonna be able to get through it, no problem. There is a early big key in Meyer. I'm surprised he didn't just go straight to Vidi.
Yeah, especially with finding that first item.
I mean, at this point, I'm risking leaving 1 item in Meyer.
I don't even know if I'd risk leaving an item in Meyer. I would definitely want to know what the boss gives me first, though.
Yeah.
And
we are getting the Bombos check here.
Potentially the one spot that could be a little bit more challenging. Oh, they're both checking it at the same time. Never mind.
It's the shovel. And this I don't like. He's doing vanilla big key chest in Meyer over Vidi at this point, with only one item out.
Yeah, I guess I didn't see what was in that chest. It doesn't look like it was a key. Probably like 50-50 chance.
Yeah, it was a map. But we're just looking for one more item, so it could be anything or anywhere.
Yeah, but the small keys can't be in this chest, so it's somewhat limiting. Well, and it is the second item.
second invincibility item there. Getting dug up.
That's just frustrating.
All right, so we've got GT, we've got Pyramid Fairy, we've got. I don't think we saw Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, I don't believe we did either. I mean, there's no way I'm checking that.
Yeah, got Spike Cave. So you ask anybody, would you rather do GT or Spike Cave? It's a pretty clear answer.
Yeah, I mean, like it's one thing if you can like never go into GT and get your go mode in Spike Cave, and maybe you're playing Entrance or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, in this the route is you do GT and then you just bow your head in shame and go into Spike Cave after GT if you haven't climbed GT. So, which I would do and totally abandon Spike Cave. So. I just noticed that it looks like Willard and Chelsea both don't have the lamp yet either. Where the heck was that hiding?
That was in the Hype Cave. That was in the Hype Cave.
It was like really early, right? Yeah.
I'm getting it after Swamp.
I would have got it before Swamp just so I didn't forget.
Locke's still on Master Sword because he hasn't been to Thieves Town to get that free sword up in the attic.
Yeah, at least with that red mail, you're kind of safe for damage in that fight. So would you skip stuff on the way to GT if or are you just full clearing dungeons on your way to GT in this scenario?
I mean, what dungeons left at this point?
I guess the answer is nothing, but yeah, in theory. I'm just trying to kill time because we're going to be like 8 minutes before anyone's looking at stuff that's going to be potentially the items.
I'm trying to think of like what could they skip because they've cleared. I mean, they've cleared everything.
I mean, you can always skip Pyramid Fairy. That's one.
I'm definitely 100% skipping Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Okay, why don't we do this? We'll throw out some links.
Cool.
Make sure you give the runners all a follow. We've separated. We've created 2 leagues this year. We've got the Invitational and the Open, and we're watching the Invitational here. 32 excellent teams vying for a champion. We're actually going to have a new champion this season. First 2 seasons was dominated by Team Awesome. They are no longer a team, so they are not going to win this season. Though Hitsu is back with a new team, and Yoshi is back with a new team. Thalane from season 1 is with Error 216 again. If you look at these divisions, you look at the website, the divisions are insane.
Yeah, I just don't like to look at it, if we're going to be honest.
What's great is for the first time in 3 seasons, you and I are actually in the same division.
Yeah, there might be something happening in a couple weeks that we can maybe plug when it comes more appropriate. But yeah, going to be the first time Kappa and the Drifters, I think, ever in League history get the battle.
Yeah, excited for that.
Super fun. It's one of those things. It's like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm super hyped for it, but then it's like, I'm old and I'm jaded. Is it actually going to be fun? Once it starts, it's super fun, right? So
yeah, for sure. All right, so
we're into the Pyramid Fairy. You love to see it. Let's go.
Yeah, doing the Pyramid Fairy, skipping the lamp.
I mean, that's just swag at this point.
I mean, the only reason you really need the lamp is what, Mire Basement and Aga Tower. When with the Fire Rod, Aga Tower is basically free.
Yeah, I feel like that lamp is so free, and the marginal time saves it affords that might actually be able to be made up for it because, stopping to shoot those Fire Rods, it doesn't take a minute, but it takes a few seconds, and that lamp check is probably only 15 or 20 seconds. I'm not exactly sure, but I probably would have got it, although I am also one that likes to skip the unnecessary lamps as well.
Sure. We gonna see anything in the pyramid?
Heck no.
Of course not. Of course not. So Willard gonna go pick up his flute from here.
Yep, for sure. Probably go into Mire next. Oh wait, he's got Pod and Eastern to clear up. Never mind. He's gonna get this whole area kicked out while he's here. Then he's down to Mire on his way to GT.
Also, once again, I want to shout out the trackers for today. 2D Tones and Vel. Make sure you show them some love in chat as well. Yeah. As you can see, we cannot follow anything.
I feel like we found like 6 things on the tracker that we missed. Like major items. Slippers, swords. Like, if they weren't here, it'd be like just an absolute mess.
Yeah, so make sure you show some love to them. Oh, and DT taking a death to Viddy. Hate to see that. Especially right there.
Yeah, that is the worst, in my opinion. I guess you could argue Coldster is worse. I'm not sure with the Icebreaker that's still the case, but definitely a terrible, terrible boss to die to.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what happened there. It just like he missed the dash or something.
I actually have no idea. I glanced away too. Honestly, with runners like this, you just assume it's going to go clean, right? Like. But you just got to refocus and, not go on tilt.
Where is he going?
I'm actually not sure what he's doing. He doesn't have a small key to go in where he wanted to go.
But you don't need a small key. You could just go to the left right there. Well,
of course. Or he could just go the same way he went the first time, yeah. So maybe he's coming back in the second time. He's like, well, I'm going to try and get this second item while I'm in here, because obviously he didn't go to the cutscene chest to find it.
Grabbing some arrows, I guess.
Yeah, freeing the bunny beam, always a good Samaritan. Yeah, we got a bunch of dicey arrow cants on the screen right now.
That is true. That is true. Willard looking good though.
Yeah, but he hasn't done Meyer yet. Well, either has
Yeah,
Chelsea, but she is also in a good scenario where she can, if she remembers, which I never do, dip into the hut there and pick up a quick pack. This race is really tight. Couldn't ask for better, honestly.
I know, right? Like,
dude, how many races in a row did we call that were absolute just like murderings? Where it's like we have two great runners lined up, and one of them skips one spot, and the race is over 20 minutes in. This is such a nice change.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, with the hook shot where it was, and then with the boots where they were, and both our teams finding them at different times, just it really evened things out. So
yeah, and that flute location was a bit of an equalizer too. Of course, it could have been anywhere, but it was behind all those terrible locations on the green pendant. You know, what a spot. And it looks like Chelsea's cold fight got a little haywire. Fire rod, red
looks
nail,
like
too strong.
Yeah.
Good salvage. Yeah, I just glanced over. I'm not sure if she missed that initial spin, but man, that's a frustrating move when you do it. You know, it makes that fight go from basically free to like, oh my god, what do I do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How do you think are the two teams are feeling at this point? Like, you know, last location in the hook shot on Willard and DT side, but we're buddies getting those boots kind of late. I feel like if you're but we're buddies, you're probably feeling pretty good, right?
I feel like you're always feeling bad. I feel like
I mean, that's how you and I feel when we race, but
yeah.
Other people feel good when they race.
I'm not sure that that's actually true, but you know, like they both have enough things that they've done in this seed to be able to invent a we're way behind scenario in their head, and I feel like that's much easier to fall into than to invent the we're way ahead scenario. But either way, you just got to focus, do what you do. I mean, if you got to close the screen so you don't look at it or whatever, nothing matters at this point except for running out this seed, right? So, like, you can't change the mistakes you made in the past. There's no point getting frustrated. It doesn't help. You know, it can bleed into your teammate if you get too frustrated or if your communication dips in any way. Just keep on the level head and get through the rest of the seed is what you got to do. Way easier said than done.
For sure. All right, so Locke's got Pod and Eastern to run through. Chelsea's going to activate her flute. She's got Meyer. She just finished Ice, which will be marked on her tracker soon. And then Meyer and Desert. Meanwhile, Willard is in Eastern, and then he's got Meyer. So I think...
Yeah, I feel like both Willard and DT are going to be in a position to get into GT maybe a minute, maybe a little bit longer than that before either of the buddies.
So trying to figure out who's going to get... Is Ice faster than Meyer is the question, I think.
Not this Meyer. I feel like this is...
no, it was the Godmeyer.
Yeah, it was Godmeyer, exactly. Meyer's faster, I feel. Now, I don't think that DT found both items in Meyer, but I feel like at this point, with how late, you know, with them last locating the hook shot and having enough stories to invent, maybe Willard just skips that as well. I mean, the odds are likely that both items are in GT / like, I feel like the medallion being in GT and Ice Rod being in TR is a very significant possibility as well.
Yep.
But I feel like there comes a point in these co-op seeds where you basically have to say, like, at least one of the players is not checking another darn thing that's an item until they're in GT, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Chelsea's going to be making pretty quick time through here, and Desert's pretty quick as well, so she'll probably be, I'm guessing, right on Willard's heels, but it's hard to say. I'm terrible at guessing how long these things take.
Yeah, I actually think, I mean, DT only has ice, and ice is pretty fast. I think.
Yeah, he might be first. You're right.
Yeah.
The cave. He's like, oh, what can this? Oh, I'll get that. Yeah. If it's a spike cave, this makes it easier.
Is Willard getting the lamp now? He sure is.
This might not have been faster than picking it up later.
No, this was where was the lamp? Oh shoot, it's in Hype Cave.
Or it's like
past that.
You know, it's like, oh, you got the lamp? Where was that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe they don't play like us where they hide, unrequired safety for their teammates for fun. Oh, you didn't get the lamp? It was in Hype Cave. My bad.
Yeah. So actually, Willard and DT are in a pretty good spot here because they're going to be getting to GT relatively close to one another. So Ice Palace isn't marked on Chelsea's yet. We'll get that fixed.
Oof, and it looks like Chelsea absolutely nailed this second room with this Mario block, but the switch was flipped to the wrong color. Been there before.
Oh, yeah, it sucks.
Really clean darkroom strats, though.
DT having a little bit of trouble with the icebreaker here, but should get it here shortly.
I don't even know how he plays with that sprite. I mean, I guess you play with a meme sprite as well, so you probably get it. But yeah, I find it very challenging.
Hey, there's nothing meme about Minish Link.
I mean, it's fair. It's kind of funny though. It's not a.
It is funny. It is funny, but it's not like an arrow. It's like,
I guess you're right. It's not. It's a character. It's a legitimate reference. I get that. It's kind of funny though. It's not. It's,
oh yeah, 100%. It's 100% funny. That's why I use it. Oh man, DT's routing here is just kind of biting him a little bit. Forgot to pick up that small key under the rock. I was hoping for a key in the next chest. Just a map there. So some unfortunate things with here is happening with WJPDTB. You know, the death to a Tavidi, and just like, you know,
they both tried to open that door
these
with
rooms.
a key. What is even happening here?
I'm not sure what's going on here. But, you know, all it's doing is, okay, so that's the second key. But I mean, these minor things add up, and they're not that far ahead enough to say like you can't just give time away.
No, and I don't know. Is Willard trying to dig up the second item in here? That seems like it might be a mistake. But I mean, on the other hand, if it's the thing, then it's not a mistake.
Right.
No, he's going right to the boss. Had enough playing around on the left side. Meanwhile, the buddies are catching up. Chelsea's just going into desert right now. Locke's just going into Eastern right now.
Yeah. This is close, man. This is close.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Yeah, I don't remember where the big key was in desert because I don't remember anything.
Yeah, it's right. I think it's right here in the middle.
Right to the mirror. Mirror out immediately.
Nice. Yeah, that's real nice. All right, so DT is actually going to be the first of our runners to get the 7th crystal. So he's actually going to be our first runner to head into GT.
So what do you guys do in GT? Not like I'm specifically asking you for a reason, because we play a lot of co-op matches against each other, but are you just doing, straight to compass room if you get a key on right side? Or are you doing any dark magician nonsense? What's your guys' general strategy?
Yeah, the general strategy is if one has a significant enough lead to DM, go left and then go right. If we're close, just split it.
Yeah, one left, one right. Or if there is no key on the right, you almost just have to crisscross after spell post.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So one will go hope room, the other one goes left, and there's no key in hope room. It's like, okay, now you're DMing. Anyway,
exactly. Too bad, sucker. You're coming right side, but we're going up. There's a bunch of numbers going in chat. I feel like we already know who's going to win this game, but let's just get the formalities.
All right. So yeah, we've got 22 different locations in GT where the big key can be. So get your guesses in chat. I see the numbers flying by. It's just a fun little game that we'll play. We will be going off of DT here because he's going to be the first one in. Though again, Chelsea's killing Landmo. Locke is killing Armos Knights. This is close. This is really close. So
Willard's going to pick up the cape. This is, I don't know. Maybe if they never check bumper ledge.
Nah, I think they did. Can't hurt, I guess, to have a safety.
Well, he already has the blue cane, though.
Yeah, but blue cane's the worst.
Cane stress on Ganon, though.
Exactly.
Dude, I saw your race.
Get out of here. You saw nothing. You saw nothing.
Hey, man,
we're gonna stop this as soon as DT gets inside of GT, and so hopefully someone will count for us, and we'll find a winner here.
Oh, and JP pointing out that the bumper ledge was the mushroom.
Oh, really? Oh no.
That's amazingly evil.
So is Locke gonna go do that now? That seems sketch to me, honestly.
Oh yeah, I feel like you just have to go to GT.
Yeah, just go to GT.
Looks like Willard and Locke are both checking the mushroom. I guess there's some it's like, well, my partner's going to GT. Do I have to be there too? And I feel like the answer is yes.
All right, so
that will be wrong. They'll fight it here.
Yeah, did we miss it? Was the GT big key number 1 already?
Oh, of course, probably.
Wow. All right, Spleeby is our winner with number 1. Gets 29 points. GG's. Though, as you see, our runners are still looking for stuff because we still need 2 items from Go mode.
I was hypnotized by the cape.
There's the ether.
So you just bail, right? Or do you just go?
Nah,
right to CR? You gotta finish this?
You have to finish this, I think.
But you're not doing the climb, right?
No, not at all. You clear this up and
clear
then
the basement.
Yeah.
And if you can get your second teammate up there similarly, you could have them go in and bail as well if that ends up working out for either of them. Although it looks like it's going to be solo clear for DT. Locke looks like he might get there. Oh no, Willard's going right now. So
Locke's fake powdering. This is the biggest brain play ever. If this is the ice
this
rod.
pays off way more than it should. Womp womp womp.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what the play deserves, but man, it seems to work way more often than it should.
Yeah. I mean, that was the big brain play for sure. All right, so Chelsea now inside of Ganon's tower. DT's still looking for that ice rod. Has a good lead, I would say. The team does. Oh,
and there it is, right in Rando room.
And that's why I hate the mushroom play, because it's such an. I mean, the only way I feel like you do the mushroom play is if you feel behind, right? Like,
yeah, I'm not even sure I do it then. I feel like one of the key things about these co-op races is that there's a sort of a desire to want to spread the workload and cover as much ground as possible. But I would argue that's only for like the first half of the seed. At some point, you have to make a decision of where the things are and essentially have both runners only do those things. Because all of these checks that Locke are doing right now are things that he doesn't need to be doing. And now you're saying, yeah, but they don't know the items in GT, but the odds are so strongly hedged that the item is going to be in GT at this point. I feel like you just have to lean into that.
Right, and because the other team is not going to go do that, right? Like, that's what you're hedging on. You're hedging on the fact that it's such a low percentage play that you're hoping that it pays off.
Yeah.
And if you're playing that way, I mean, you can win big, but yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing I feel like, because it's TR, and just as we were talking about, it seemed almost certainty that the medallion for TR was going to be in GT, and then I feel like if the ice rod's not in GT, it's 100% going to be in TR. Obviously, it could be in other locations, but...
I mean, all right, so yeah, he was on his way to do Pyramid Fair, it looks like, and got the information that they are in go mode. So now he gets to go up, but at this point, it's too late.
Yeah, they're heavily reliant on their opponents making significant mistakes at this point. Which, I mean, it does happen. It's unlikely, but you know, we have seen it before, and you know, races aren't over till they're over. But DT and Willard definitely have an edge right now. So what feels worse, doing TR after GT or doing Agate Tower after GT?
TR, 100% TR.
Okay, I absolutely hate doing Agate Tower after GT. I mean,
it's the most convenient. It's the most convenient time to do it, though. Like,
it's just boring. That's all. And
I mean, it's definitely
pointless.
boring, but yeah.
I just feel like Agate Tower shouldn't be considered a dungeon in all dungeons. Make Agate Tower a gamble again.
I agree if it's key sanity.
Yeah, no, it's also a nice spot to clear your head at the end of the seed, get your full refills before you go into that Ganon fight. Bleed seconds when you do inefficient room clears.
That Pokey did not want to die there for DT, but
I mean, at least it was nice and came up to the top corner and wasn't messing around down by the key door, you know, baiting you into accidentally opening it. Got a little bit better RNG in the second room, though, or maybe not RNG, execution combo RNG.
So here's something that I love about co-op all dungeons. They're at a 120 right now.
Oh yeah, so fast.
And yeah, I love how fast they are. And I mean, this seed wasn't the nicest seed either.
No, it was an average. An average co-op all dungeon seed, probably, maybe a little bit on the rune side even. Not necessarily from a armor you're gonna die perspective, but definitely from a randomized locations perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna be super interested to see like what's the hottest time that gets put up this week, because maybe we don't get a real jet seed in any of these races with any of these good teams, but I feel like we will, and there might be some incredibly fast times. I mean, you guys put up a pretty dang good time in your first race.
Yeah. That felt pretty good.
Oof, and Chelsea just getting bonked into the penalty box.
All right, pretty nice GT, or TR, excuse me, as well. With the small key and laser bridge there.
Yeah, having the sort of garbage TR, small key and lava chest, small key and big chest, just seems doubly bad in co-op.
You know what's funny is we've opened between all the runners, like pretty much everything. We still haven't seen those silver arrows.
Yeah, did none of them check Spike Cave, right? Did Chelsea ever?
Yeah, no Spike Cave. No Spike Cave, I think, is the only overworld check we didn't see. Nice try next there from DT. So all he's got left is to make the climb and then run through the Aga Tower, Aga 1, Aga 2, kill
So
game.
given how many things that they've likely checked, do you check the top of GT for silver arrows in this scenario if you're DT and you're the first player through?
I checked the left, the helmet.
So you go for a 3 or 4?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah, I feel like you almost might want to check all of them, only because I guess if they skipped 4 chests in Laser Bridge plus the lava chest, that's 5 in TR. I'm not sure what the item situation was, but those silver arrows just save enough time that I feel like it's worth checking the top of GT.
You never check the right one, ever. Even if you need a sword. I'm just kidding. There was a small key in the big chest, so Chelsea will be able to skip a laser bridge, though I think that route is actually slower than what she did there.
Yeah, it's a little bit slower, but it also is 100% safe. Mind you, I feel like that it's only like something like 5% to get burned by going the other way. And I feel like if you're missing a sword, you're on Master Sword, maybe there's a little bit more of an advantage. Maybe you luck sack a sword out of the big chest or something like that.
Yeah.
Box Steel and my strats in that room of just taking 12 damage from the bar, but not even attempting to get out of the way. I mean, that is legitimately my strat if I have red mail. Attempt to damage boost through it, almost certainly gets stuck right underneath it.
I think Willard just checked for silvers there on the laser bridge.
I wouldn't have hated it if DT did it. You can't have your second person checking for silvers. That's just like... You got to have the first person doing it if that's going to be your strategy, right? Because then you double your advantage versus the in-time invested.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Although it's also a nice troll factor. It's like, oh, what? You didn't do Laser Bridge, got silvers. Have fun doing silverless. Don't care if we lose. I still beat you.
Ah, blink and you miss it. Yeah, blink and you miss it. DT's through the gauntlet already.
Yeah, I totally missed it. He has good layout. It's really nice landmo fight too. Half magic making that fight a lot freer. And Chelsea and Willard with not quite simultaneous try and X kills, but it's going to be a little chase between the two of them heading up GT.
Yeah, it's close, but Locke is, wasting all that time. That it's just not, if he had just gone right up to GT, this would be really close.
Yeah, I feel like because DT had that slight edge, if I remember correctly, it probably still would have broken with an advantage for them at this point. But yeah, if he hadn't have done those sort of that awful chain, it definitely would have made it a lot closer. But yeah, with the boots that they had earlier versus the hook shot, it's broken down pretty evenly. It looks like DT is going to check the top of GT for WJB. Always love it when Moldorm likes to hang out in that corner just like he's headbanging or something.
Yeah, doesn't want to let you through. Just a heart piece there.
So it's going to say in my tower, right? That's what it's going to be? Or in the dark world?
Dark world? Yeah, those are one of the two options, yeah.
Okay, reasonably okay first pattern in my opinion. Always got to grade these Aga 2. Should be an easy 3 cycle.
Nicely done.
And now the game of you still have to do Aga, hold your horses. You thought you were almost done, but no, you gotta waste. You gotta waste between 2 and 4 minutes of your life.
Yep.
DT showing off that hot quick swap tech right there.
I think my favorite thing though about all dungeons and doing Aga last is that nice refill you get right before Ganon.
Yeah, first of all, it's just mushing everything in here with gold sword and silver arrows and just getting payback for those stupid swordless seeds you did with 3 hearts and got killed. But yeah.
100%.
I thought you were going to say quick swap, and I was going to be like, dude, I completely agree. You know what I've really loved? Playing quick swap in normal seeds, not just entrance, because it's allowed me to focus more on the quick swapping. Because in entrance, I always got a billion things going around in my head. But when you're doing an open or, you know, casual boots or co-op or whatever, I can focus more on quick swapping. And I found my quick swapping's gotten a lot better. And we all know how terrible my menuing is, so that's a big advantage for me.
Yeah, for sure. Let's just praise quick swap for the next 4 minutes.
I don't even got anything else to talk about. I gotta go plan my dinner, you know. We can talk about our football teams, both of them. I mean, mine's fallen off a little bit. Yours is doing quite well. Yeah, what else?
You know, I don't really care about having Butter Sword really through most of the seasons, as long as I've got Tempered, right? Except for Aga Tower. Not that it makes like that much of a difference, but just knocking out those like gold guards with one swipe just feels
especially
so
that
good.
First kill room where you can just dash down through the one on the right and then usually almost just dash straight into the one on the left, make it really clean. Yeah, gold sword, but it basically has to be in your way to make it worth getting, unless, you know, you're like I guess it makes the 1-in-1 free versus mostly free for most runners other than me.
Yeah.
On Ganon, but yeah, it's just sort of safe. The other, you know, niche tech like backdoor Trinex 1 cycle or 0 cycle stuff like that, it's all about just microseconds.
And Willard actually able to make up some time on Chelsea there and get ahead of her and just finish up just a bit sooner. Aga 1 is the worst boss though, because it's just so boring.
Especially when you get like, so what are we going to share? Like, okay, you want to spin the second one to the right to save a fraction of a second on his next teleport. Like, come on, we're looking at our watches. We're just waiting this to be done. Can you, like, this is a fight that I actually can't pay attention in. Like, I strive to be like, I'm going to be super focused. And then, like, after, like, 2 or 3 cycles, I'm just like, just get me out of here.
I know, right? For sure.
even
DT got a little bored there. Yeah,
that was way more dicey than it needed to be.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah, it's like it's like an off-speed pitcher or something. You know, the rest of the boss fights are quick and fast. This one just bores you to death. There seem to have been quite a number of blue balls in this fight too.
Yeah, this has gone on for
a
long time.
I feel like Willard has climbed almost all the entire tower.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, Chelsea doesn't have that lamp. Not that it's too hard, like you said, without the fire rod, but it's just a wee bit slower.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
Yeah, one of the things I've liked about Quick Swap is trying to develop new like niche little strategies, like using my invincibility to item dash up through that Ganon Ball Z room rather than, you know, waiting the half second to let the bumpers clear. Just those little time saves like that. It's been fun.
Nice 1-in-1 cycle from DT here. So just got to make it through these 4 slashes and then 12 spins on the final cycle. Let's find out where those silver arrows were.
TR, what the?
So lava chest?
That's got to be the only one, right?
Lava chest, yeah, that's hilarious.
That is a terrible spot, dude. No one there is not a chance that anybody gets that unless they brainlessly open that door on accident, which does happen from time to time. I do like a silverless fight though with tempered sword. It feels like it's like you feel good about yourself for doing a decent execution, especially if you're nailing a bunch of triples.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like it's an onerous chore like the Master Sword one does.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and DT doing a nice job here. And there it is. Get your GGs in chat for In the Name of DT, WJPDTB. Gonna be the first to cross the bridge and get you an official race time of 1:34.12. GGs to In the Name of DT here.
GGs to DT finishing first. Willard and Chelsea both having very fun fights against everyone's favorite boss.
Yeah.
So when you and Gamma are in your tight form on these, are you telling them, hey, you want to get to the bottom of this one, even though it looks like you want to hit him up, but it actually he teleports south, not north from that spot, because that is actually something you could do if you wanted to.
All right. So Willard drops in. He's got temper as well. Let's see if he gets the 1-in-1. I have faith.
Yeah, this is a nice position for it too, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is probably the best position you could be in.
Especially when you're not worried about tanking a damage hit or two. I found that I'm terrible at the 1-in-1, but I found that spot can be dicey if I have to clean it.
Yeah. Chelsea now in with the gold sword, just needing 6 lashes for the first phase and the 6 more slashes for the second phase. Arrows and Turtle Rock, you gotta chuckle at that.
That's the dumbest spot that could possibly be. Especially since I believe, well, no, I guess Chelsea and Locke never did check Laser Bridge at all because they got that small key out of the big chest, but yeah.
Getting some triples here. Misses there.
Yeah, those far top right ones are the most challenging, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of times I don't even attempt them.
Yeah, I feel like if I have a decent lead up into it, I'll go for it, but otherwise I just set up for a good one on the bottom too.
There it is.
Cannon down.
GG's in chat for Willard as a WJPDTB wraps it up here, and we'll be moving on to 1-0 to start the season. Willard with official time of 1:36.55. That gives them an average of 1:35.33. Chelsea right behind Get your GGs in chat for Chelsea. But we're buddies, and she's going to finish this seed up. And I'll get you a time here. She finishes at 137.24. GGs to ChelseyxLynn. And we are joined by today's winners, WJPDTB, DT, and WJB, WillardJBradley. How you guys feeling after that?
DT, I'll let you lead this one.
Got up and cracked a cold one. That's how.
I mean, the seed was pretty rude. You guys actually last location that hook shot.
Yeah,
We sure did.
I don't know how you don't last location that hook shot, but we're buddies actually got it a lot sooner than you guys did. Though you guys got those boots way earlier than they did.
That's what I was hoping for, because those boots, assuming they got the hook shot, that leads to so much other stuff you can do that would take you far away from going to Zora. And as soon as he got the Moon Pearl, I was like, I'm just going to keep checking Light World, because something's bound to show up, because it always do.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Willard. They didn't get the boots until after, they cleared Ice Swamp and were backdooring the Flippers checks way later on.
And yet it was still a very close race, which shows how much those boots made up for our...
Yeah, for sure. So how did you guys feel as you guys were heading into GT? Did you feel behind? I know DT probably weren't happy with that death to Vinny there, but
I had some issues with the early routing. Going for Dark Cross, I honestly thought I wasn't going to have a problem getting it, and just that didn't go well. And then kind of thought that, my first time through Outcast, like maybe I should grab the Smith now and just start that sequence. So there's things that happened in the early game that just kind of stayed in my mind. And then that death on Viddy, that one just got away from me. So yeah, there were, throughout the whole seed, there were a lot of things that just stayed on my mind that, like, once we got into GT, it was like, what happens. I mean, we're probably behind, but
yeah. And then you had a little trouble there in Ice Palace too. It kind of showed that you were like a little bit, you're feeling it at least.
What, like with the icebreaker, or doubling back to the small key, or both?
Yeah, when you went down to the key, and then you got the key, and then you went back up, and then you went back to get the other small key.
Yeah, that was Ice Palace is fun.
I agree.
All right, and there's Locke wrapping it up for But We're Buddies here. So get your GGs in chat for But We're Buddies at Locke and Chelsea, as he is gonna finish with an official time of 1:40.20, and that gives them an average time of 1:38.52. So, things didn't necessarily felt like they went your guys' way, but you got the W. That's got to feel good. Starting the season off on the right foot. I mean, in the Invitational, there's no free wins, so.
I agree. Hey, Chels.
Hi, Will.
We're joined now by Chelsea. It looks like Locke will join us now as well. All right. But we're buddies. How you feeling?
Mad.
One word, eh?
Stupid crab.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to bring that up, but...
you guys were able to get that hook shot quite a bit earlier than the other team. Unfortunately, they were able to get boots ahead of you, so it kept things really interesting. Like, Frost and I weren't able to, like, really figure out who had the lead. And going up to GT, WJBDTB actually was just slightly ahead. But Locke, you chose to do some overworld checks. I'm kind of wondering what you guys were thinking there.
Just in case, like, Ether or Ice Rod were there. Just in case. That was, like, the only thing.
That stupid mushroom. I'm still...
Yeah, mushroom.
I did it too. You and I both kind of committed to skipping the other item in Meyer. Also because I'm an idiot as well as him.
It's a piece of heart.
Okay, where was it?
Cutscene chest.
Oh, good. I'm glad I skipped that. But yeah, I was like, well, let's give DT some time to clear more of GT, and I'll go check this stupid, useless mushroom.
That's the same thing me and Chelsea did. I was like, you go check GT since you're going to be done with Meyer Desert first. I'll do the stupid mushroom stuff.
At least it looked like you guys split up some of the other stupid fetch quests. I did all I also got the books, so I did the book to shovel to Berna.
Oh yeah, Chelsea did that.
So I think the only stuff we ended up skipping was Spike Cave and that one chest in Mire.
Graveyard too.
And
You also
Graveyard Ledge. Yeah,
You also skipped the silvers in lava chest.
that's okay. We didn't need
We skipped half of Turtle Rock, so we didn't even check Laser Bridge.
Well, you missed out on a heart container and $20 on Laser Bridge, so
Oh man,
you should be ashamed.
I should be. But that death of the crab set us back too much because I was gonna do a fake flipper there. Like I was absolutely gonna do a fake flipper there. I think I had enough money for Zora, and I probably would have still done the purple chest after Skullwoods.
Yeah, if you had gotten the boots and the hookshot early, then things might have been different. But like you said, that the death of the crab there kind of threw a wrench and everything.
Yeah.
Did the boots end up being actually required? I think logically they were required for desert, but Big Key was
Yeah.
a
No.
Nope.
chest.
No, there's
Nope, not required at all.
The small key was on the torch, though, I think.
Yeah, that's why they
Yeah,
were
but
required.
the map and the compass were on the right side, so
Yeah,
you
exactly.
could have got away without getting those boots.
Yeah, and on the other hand, because the hook shot blocked basically everything, you guys weren't able to find, your mirror or your hammer and dive into deeper things without finding it. So that did benefit you guys in the end, in sort of, even though you both, obviously it was a race to find the hook shot or to do the purple chest for you guys at that point. But because it blocked so much of the seed, I think that did benefit you guys in the end.
Who did the hook shot for you guys first?
It was DT, but like Willard, you could have done it, I believe, at the exact same time that DT did it. You guys only had that check left, but I think Willard ducked into TT just to kill that
I
off.
finished Steve's Town to get the sword, and then I'd be done in that area from now on. Lock, stop typing.
Sorry.
Jeez.
My bad.
Yeah, once again, I feel like aside from me goofing around in Mire, because my brain was like, DT said the big key's on the bridge. And then I picked up bombs, and my brain was like, no, that's a big key. I left, because I wanted to go maybe scout out the second item, but then I was like, oh, I don't have a small key to go left. Oh, and then I went to the room, I was like, oh, I don't have the big key. Where did everything go wrong? And then, of course, me and DT, like, we were assuming this was going to be one of those seeds where logically you had to get through Aga Tower to get to East Dark World.
Yeah.
I went for the Catfish Pyramid pod play, and none of it was worth it because the book sucked. And
No.
Yeah, we were really surprised that Pod didn't have anything in it.
So it had half magic.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, not actually surprised because Pod is terrible, but it certainly looked like that was the way the seed was leading.
That has been the nature of, like, because DT and I are in the casual co-op training that's going on. That's probably never going to finish because this started. But every single time we go to Pod, there's nothing in there. And the one time we don't go to Pod, it's going to have the hook shot to lead to mirror and hammer, crap like that. So
Yeah, exactly. But it won't give you the lamp or the bow or anything to try and draw you over there. It's just you got to go to Pod to get one item.
No.
first chest Pod.
Yeah, Chelsea was actually going to do the same thing. She was going to current jump over there, do that entire area. When I got the hook shot, I was like, okay, I'll go up the mountain. I'm like, hey, I found the hammer. I wouldn't do this just in case I find the mirror. Then like a minute later, I'm like, hey, I got the mirror. Do purple chest.
Yeah. The other issue is DT, the first time he was up the mountain, he didn't even scout the hammer initially. He just went, I guess, didn't even see it or didn't.
Oh.
I think,
No, I didn't even see it because you had cleared something, and so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go straight into Spectacle. That was all that was on my mind. So I hopped down, and I didn't wind up seeing it until I had the mirror and was going up to Hera, and I was like, oh, there's a hammer here.
yeah. I mean,
That's convenient.
that was before we even got the hook shot, so
Wasn't
Yeah,
a huge
exactly.
deal.
we were running.
We did note that it was funny that you could have looked at that hammer from 1 second into the seed, and yet we didn't have eyes on it until almost 30 minutes or something like that. I mean, you would have had to go up blind into TT, but certainly threw the gloves at you at the start.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I would have checked the desert or the Death Mountain stuff before getting the hook shot because I was like, I mean, it's technically in logic now, so it could lead us to something else. Then I got the hook shot. I'm like, yeah, I definitely go up there now. Like, there's no reason not to.
I'm
Chelsea-
just glad it was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I pulled up because I always keep the race channel minimized until I'm like doing the sword up cutscene after Ganon, and then once I pulled that up and saw that you'd finished like 30 seconds after me, I was like, oh,
Oh, Chelsea's a gamer. Whoa.
oh no, I was like, oh, this is good. This is a good race then.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. I didn't have it open. I beat Ganon and I'm like, all right, I'm pulling the race channel. Oh, we lost.
Yeah, I was watching the entire time. I saw when DT finished. I'm like, yeah. Unless Willard has a complete actual meltdown and just
No,
fails everywhere.
that was DT.
Yes, it was.
DT had a meltdown. Chelsea was having a meltdown today too.
Today was not good.
He used meltdown and took out everyone.
All right, so I hate to cut you guys off, but we got another race coming up here in just about 7 minutes.
Go for it.
So
Fine.
on this channel, let's just get some wrap-up thoughts from each team about the seed, maybe the season, real quick, and then we'll sign off.
GG is glad this one's behind us.
Mm-hmm.
I had an amazing moth fight.
I like you guys and I like the league. Thanks for inviting us back.
Okay, bye.
All right,
Bye.
Okay,
Thanks,
bye.
everyone.
good
Awesome
luck to you
race.
guys. Yeah, good luck to your next race and the rest of the season, and we expect good things from both teams. So, all right, Frost, thanks again for coming with me today. Big shout outs to our trackers again, 2D Tones and Vel, for tracking the heck out of that race for us. There's so much going on so early that it was so hard to keep up. So big shout outs to them. Give our runners our follows. Make sure you're following all the Speed Gaming channels, all the league channels. We've got the open going on over on the league channels. Stay tuned right here, because in about 6 minutes there's another race between the 2019 Titans Mitts of 2019 versus OP Got Good, Dante and EDM versus Wall Kicks and Nilson Alex. So check that out, and then stay on this channel, because right after that is the Towel Roomies versus Waffle House Drive-Thru. So the league action is here tonight on Speed Gaming. Don't go anywhere. Thanks again, everybody. See you all later.